Okay, so we are in the USF2000 at Indianapolis Motorspeedway D-Class race with one fast repair, and I've got to say this is probably one of the most savage things I've ever seen in my racing career so far. I've only been on the service for about 4 months now, and I just love doing open wheel races, and some of these lower speed cars can provide for some really close racing. I get a little deep into the first turn because I'm in a four-way battle for fourth, and I'm not going to mess around with these guys. Nagisa up at the head of the pack there is actually a lot faster than me. He qualified third. I was running in third until, well, you know, these guys snuck up on me. So I'm going to let them run the race. This is on lap 3, mind you, and there's no reason to get aggressive that early in the race. So I'm content with just following their draft and hopefully separating some distance between 6th and 7th place. But the real important part of this video is going to be the blue car and the fake McLaren. That fake McLaren, drawing its inspiration from the 80s paint scheme of McLaren F1. He's not doing their namesake very proud, but we're about to see what some close racing can evolve with. So as we're coming out of the infield loop here, we're going to go back into turn 1 and come on the front stretch backwards. But let's just pay attention to those two cars in front of us. They're heavy in the draft, and they've already lost touch with Nagisa, who's just pulling away in third place. More power to them, but when we get on the front stretch here, Indianapolis, really tight front stretch with some really tight walls, and we're going to see it's pretty evident right here. So, Brian in the blue car clearly squeezed Diego into the wall, and as Diego's left front wheel sheared off, he had very little control going forward. So you can see Diego coming back for the vengeance right there. And I've got to put all of the blame on that one onto Brian, because there's no reason for Brian to be squeezing him into the inside wall, especially on lap 4. So we're going to move forward a few laps here. Diego's gone into the pits and repaired his car using his fast repair. I'm still trailing Brian by a few, maybe not a few seconds, but by about a second. I believe I'm faster than Brian, but Brian has clearly indicated that he is a dangerous driver, so I'm not going to mess with that. These races are just for fun, and I value my safety rating and my finishing position all over being destroyed by some salty kid in the car. So as you can see here, Brian and I are closing up on Diego, and Diego's not running too slowly, but we'll see him slow down the pace here as we get into the S's. Very fast, twisty part, but it's going to get real close to the dead left turn right here. And Brian closes up a little bit, but gets a little loose, and then the exit onto the short chute, back into turn 1 again. The site of where we started this video, it's going to get a little dramatic. Going back into chase cam, we see Brian trying to make a move around Diego, but Diego fakes. Oh, is he going to do it? Diego does it! Sends him into the wall, and they're both going to DNF. And is the revenge worth it? Maybe, but I finished ahead of both of them, and I didn't bother fighting with either one.